With your experience of social realism films, do you think the soundtrack is suitable?
I think the soundtrack's really good in the terms that you have the father kind of shouting muffled and you hear him quite a lot throughout the film, because that kind of emphasises the struggle and heartache that the boy's gone through, and it explains why he's kind of gotten to the place that he is. And I liked the soundtrack Mad World, because that is sort of about someone being isolated and feeling alone, and you see kind of shots of him standing alone surrounded by people but they're not actually seeing him. So I feel like the soundtrack is definitely suitable for the socialist realist film that you're trying to portray.
Watching the film, did you get a clear understanding of the narrative of the story?
I did. I got that the boy was obviously sort of struggling because of his family life, getting shouted at by everyone, seemed to be put down, not really, what's the word? Not really doing very well, purely because he hasn't had motivation or support from anyone. But, so yeah, I definitely understood the film, but it was good to see at the end that there was sort of like a more positive ending, in the fact that he kind of, you know, became a better person because of his child.
Okay, so you sort of understand how Max is feeling throughout the story and like how it changes from the start to the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good narrative in the fact that you kind of follow him from when he was a child to all the way when he's older, so it's sort of like has a nice tie at the end.
Yeah. Lastly, any improvements that you felt could have been made, or anything that jumped out at you?
I would say you go back to the same scene twice where he's standing alone, which isn't a bad thing, but perhaps you could put like the father shouting through one of the scenes instead of having it going back to Mad World, because you go back to the same soundtrack 3 times. I don't know whether like in one of the scenes you should have like the father shouting at him again, just to like re-emphasise the hardship that he's gone through sort of throughout his life, so
yeah, okay.
might help, I don't know.